Welcome to this regional championship. We're at Hamilton Southeastern High School, home of the Royals. And tonight it's the Westfield Shamrocks and the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Hi, everybody. Howard Kelman, Todd Mello. What a matchup this is.
Yeah, it is, Howard. These two are conference rivals or conference opponents. These two teams played each other in Week 5, where HSE won 26-21. Westfield fumbled on the very first play of scrimmage. They gave up a lot of rushing yards. Westfield's a different team, though. Thieneman was not part of that matchup. It's going to be an incredible matchup. I look forward to this tonight. It's a beautiful, crisp night of football, Howard.
Absolutely. We're ready to go, and we'll have more pregame info on this, the high school football game of the week on TV 40.
Good job. Yep.
Tonight's pregame show brought to you by Independent Safe Company. At Independent Safe Company, we know a safe can be a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Be sure you get the right safe for you. Independent Safe Company, you're safe for life. Todd Mello. We will get to the key players. We'll start with the visitors from Westfield.
Well, Westfield 8-3 on the season. Tyler Dykos, an incredible year, 6'2", 215-pound senior. This young man has got scholarship offers to Butler Ivy League. Versus HSE in the first game in Week 5, he had 13 tackles, 125 tackles so far this season. 5 of those for a loss, 2 interceptions. Last week, Howard, 9 tackles against Noblesville.
Wow.
And then Sam Toney, he had an incredible game last week as well. 84 tackles on the season, 5 of those for a loss, 2 interceptions. He had 10 tackles against Noblesville, and against these same Royals, he had 7 tackles in that Week 5 matchup. Those two young men are going to have to stop the run.
And the keys to the game are brought to you by Independent Safe Company. You're safe for life.
Well, they got to make explosive plays, Howard. They got to stop the run. Explosive plays. They got to get some chunk plays. They got to not turn over the ball. They did that on the very first play of the game last time in Week 5. They cannot do that. HSE ended up scoring on a touchdown. HSE found themselves up 10-0 early in the first quarter. That can't happen if you're Westfield.
Okay, and let's hear from Westfield head coach Jake Gilbert.
We want to be a November program with November players and November coaches. You never take it for granted. This is 3 in a row, 7 out of 10, but I know, it's one of the hardest things to do is to win a sectional in any sport in high school.
The last time these two teams played each other, you guys gave up a lot of yards on the ground. I don't want to remind you of that. What did you notice on film in Week 5 that you changed this week?
Well, we were -3 in the turnovers. We gave them the ball at the 9 on the first play, and we gave up pick 6 and lost by 5 points. So hang on to the football for starters more than anything else. Just win the turnover margin.
Yeah, I've noticed that Ballard has done a much better job in the second half of the season. How has he matured as a quarterback?
I think he's an elite competitor. So he makes the play that needs to be made. He runs really well. He's gritty. He's tough. He leads us. He can throw. I mean, it's mainly, though, about his ability to compete that wills our team.
And Dykos on the other side of the ball. I mean, call his name almost every other play. Incredible athlete, incredible young man.
Great length, great intelligence, and great speed. So he can do a lot of things, but he's at the point of attack almost always, which is what we need.
Yeah, what are you most concerned about tonight?
Well, they're an elite defense. So, we're going to have to manufacture points. They're not going to give a bunch of explosive plays up because they're really good. And then we're going to have to stop the run. So, and not let one get behind us either. So it'll be a great game.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Go Rocks.
And that is Westfield head coach Jake Gilbert. Now we'll move over to the undefeated Hamilton Southeastern Royals and Todd Mello, their key players.
Well, Jalen Alexander, that's where it starts, Howard. 6 foot, 185-pound junior. This young man, 1,266 yards rushing, 13 touchdowns. Last week against Fishers, he had a 69-yard touchdown run, a long one, and he had 267 yards rushing last week and 2 touchdowns. He's going to have to be stopped. Westfield's going to have to stop him, but good luck. He's doing it all season long to all the opponents. And then Griffin Haas, the middle linebacker, number 49, 6 foot, 210-pound senior. This young man, Westfield, in the first matchup, he had 12 tackles, 7 of them last week, 83 tackles on the season, 8 sacks, Howard. He's going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. He's going to try to make Ballard make mistakes.
And the keys to the game brought to you by Independent Safe Company. You're safe for life.
Well, in that first matchup, as we mentioned, Westfield did turn the ball over, but HSE did win the line of scrimmage. They had a lot of yards rushing. They cannot do that, and they need to play fast. And what that means is stop thinking, just do it. And you've been practicing all season long. This is week 12. There's no thinking anymore. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. Just react and play fast. Be relentless and disciplined. Don't jump off sides. Don't be silly. Don't turn the ball over, and just play with reckless abandon. It could be your last game ever.
And here's Michael Kelly, the head coach of the Royals.
I'm excited to get the game going. You know, it's been a while, a year now since we saw them last in this kind of condition in terms of a winner-go-home situation. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight, how we play, and how we perform. I think Westfield's got a phenomenal team. Coach Gilbert's done a tremendous job with this team over the last 3 years. Obviously, his entire time he's been there, he's been phenomenal. So it's going to be a fun one.
When you played earlier this year, you won, but it was a close game.
No question. You know, they're great on defense, and they're explosive on offense, and so they present a lot of challenges for you, and they do a nice job coaching their guys up, and they're very disciplined, so it's going to be interesting.
Does it mean something special to you to be undefeated this time of the year?
Not really. What's most important is that we win this one, and so it's kind of that one-game mentality all year is what we've kind of talked about with our kids from day one. Just being hungry for the next one. You know, do our job, make sure we do it to the best of our ability, and play fast, play physical, and then look to the next game.
Congrats on all you've achieved so far this year, and best of luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Michael Kelly, the head coach of the Royals. This pregame show has been brought to you by Independent Safe Company. Business practices and their story deeply rooted in core values representing God, family, and country. Independent Safe Company, you're safe for life. The Rocks and the Royals are next on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Tonight's first quarter presented by Napleton Kia of Fishers. Will wants to see you in a Kia. Hamilton Southeastern wins the toss and defers, so Carter Goot will be kicking off, and there are those Royal faithful. What a matchup, a regional championship here at Southeastern High School.
Well, it's electric out here, Howard. I mean, I think everybody in the city of Fishers is here. I mean, it is just absolutely packed. Westfield's got a good crowd over there as well. It's just going to be an electric atmosphere, and there's Aaron Bolas deep. And the interesting thing is that Westfield had the same situation, Howard. They fumbled the very first play of scrimmage. Let's see what happens here. The ball blows off the tee. The wind is blowing. And it was interesting when I was down there when they were doing the kickoff, when they were doing the coin toss, and Coach Kelly changed his mind at the last second of where he wanted to kick because he noticed how strong the wind was.
Okay, and then blows off the tee for a second time. Now, it's only allowed to happen three times.
That's right.
You can't, we'll be here all night.
That's right, only 2 mulligans, so I think someone's going to have to hold it here. Braden Myers will have to hold it for him.
So we're ready to go. Regional championship, HSE and Westfield. Carter Goot kicking off. He used to wear number 93, now he's number 91.
9 touchbacks this young man has.
And let's play ball at Hamilton Southeastern High School. We'll have semi-state action for you next week. We don't know where we'll be, but I promise you we'll be there.
Not too sure what's going on. The officials are down there at the Westfield end.
That's the third time he was ready to kick off.
I know why. They didn't have enough guys on the field. Here comes Westfield.
Somebody should be hit with the delay of game penalty.
That's not a good way to start if you're Coach Gilbert. I saw him on the sideline. He wasn't happy, Howard.
Okay, here is Carter Goot's kicking. We're underway in this regional championship, and he booms it. It would have gone into the end zone, but it's taken by Aaron Bolas. And he's down at about the 21-yard line. And tackled on the play by Deshaun Turnwell.
Well, here comes Ballard. He gets a chance to reprieve himself from that first game in week 5 where he fumbled. There was a fumble on the snap on the very first play of the game at the 9-yard line. HSE shortly thereafter took it in for the touchdown, and they were up 6-0 in the very early part of the first quarter. There's a look at Ballard. He's having a really good season, almost 1,600 yards passing and 7 interceptions. He has fumbled 6 times, but none of them have been lost.
And he keeps it himself, and he gets too close to the 25-yard line. And he's tackled on the play by Clayton Allen. It'll be second down and a long 6.
Well, the first game, he had 58 yards rushing, and he was 14 to 23, 198 yards passing, 2 interceptions, and no touchdowns. So he definitely wants to reprieve himself. And there's a look at that Westfield offensive line that's big, and there's their skill positions led by Kendall Garnett, who's had an amazing last 5 or 6 weeks.
It's second and 6 as Ballard out of the shotgun barks him out. He gives the football to Kendall Garnett. He's thrown for a loss of a couple of yards. And the first man to get him was Sam Forrest.
Well, the last time these two teams played, they remember number 8. He scored 3 touchdowns, not on this one. Watch it right here. Just good penetration by the HSE defensive line, and linebackers came to pursue, closed it pretty quickly. There was penetration up the middle, Howard, and so that's what threw Garnett off. There's that vaunted Hamilton Southeastern defense that's only allowing 15 points per game.
A loss of 2. It's 3rd and 8. Ballard looks to throw. Hit as he throws. It's incomplete. His intended receiver was his tight end, Max Nosler, but it's incomplete, and the Rocks will be forced to punt. Old Man Winter will be here soon. Have you scheduled your annual heating maintenance appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a winter tune-up special for $69. Visit summersphc.com. Learn about their specials, and your family will stay warm this winter. So here is Brody Boehm into punt. He gets a good snap and a good high kick. He got his leg into that one. Very good kick. And it bounces and will be out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. So 1st and 10, and here are the Royals.
Well, here are the Royals, and they're going to throw the football. I'm sorry, they're going to run the football a lot tonight. That's what they came in. That's their MO. 220 yards rushing per game, 150 yards passing. There's a look at Alexander coming in, number 24, against last week against Fishers. He had 267 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. There's a look at quarterback Ty Bradle. Now, Bradle had a little bit of a trouble against Fishers. He had only 1 fumble all season, but he threw 2 interceptions last week.
Regional championship on 1st down. Jalen Alexander, the ball carrier, going off his own left guard. He got about 4 yards. And he's tackled on the play by Westfield's Tyler Dykos. Well, and you mentioned him in the pregame.
Yeah, Tyler Dykos. There's a look at that HSE offensive line that clears the way for Alexander, and there's their skilled position players. But yeah, Dykos, we're going to be calling his name probably every 4th or 5th play. That's been the MO for the last 5 or 6 games.
On 2nd and 5, a fake handoff. Man wide open. Completed pass to Jack Ozariki. And he's tackled on the play after the 1st down by Dylan Thieneman, but the completed pass to Ozariki.
Yeah, watch it right here. Bradle's just going to take it, and he just dumps it. Just a quick little pitch and catch to Osiki, and Osiki takes it across midfield, takes it down, and a good tackle by Dylan Thieneman, but 1st down for HSE. That's a big pickup. Very relaxed was Bradle in that situation. There's a look at that vaunted Westfield defense that doesn't give up a lot of points either. They only give up 23 points per game, so this could be a defensive struggle, but so far HSE's got him on this drive.
And that's the first down of the game. The football at the Westfield 44. Bradle to Oziki on that last play. Bradle looking to throw again. He may run with it. He will. And a terrific tackle. The man caught him from behind, and that was Micah Webster, and what a play he made.
Well, Webster has 2 of those tackles for a loss now to make it number 3. Watch it right here. Bradles is going to get flushed from the pocket, and then he steps up, and then right there, Micah Webster actually looked like a face mask on there. The officials didn't call it. And there is a flag down. There is a flag down. So that might be the face mask that they might have caught it.
I think you're right, Todd Mello. It's being marked off against the Rocks. It would have been 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard. Yeah, 5-yard one. I didn't see the flag when that's why I said that they didn't call it. But
it's 2nd down and 2 now instead of 2nd down and 5. At 2nd and 7, it's 2nd and 2.
Well, that offensive line, Howard, at HSE is just absolutely huge.
And there's a first down and much more for Jalen Alexander. And he's tackled by Dylan Thieneman, but another first down for the Royals.
Well, Alexander hits that hole hard, and if it wasn't for Thieneman, he's scoring 6. They're running a quick tempo here. Good job by Bradle to give it to Alexander, and Thieneman just got him with that right hand.
And that is Alexander again, not as big a gain that time. And he's tackled by Patrick Schramm. So it'll be 2nd down. Opening moments. We've played almost 4 minutes of the first quarter. This is a regional championship. On 2nd and 6. Bradle. Alexander again. And he is inside the 20. He's close to a first down. And tackled on the play by Colton. Okay, let's get that pronunciation straight. Vandersar.
Yep. Here we at 3rd down and 2. I really like this up-tempo HSE is playing. Westfield a little bit tired over there on that defensive line as that offensive line's wearing him down on this drive.
And the ball carrier is Clayton Wilkie. He's tackled on the play by Patrick Schramm. And I believe he's a yard shy of the first down. It was 3rd and 2. He got a yard to make it 4th and 1. You would think they would go for it.
Yeah, there's no question in Coach Kelly's mind. The offense is still out there. And Wilkie, you know, he has 141 yards rushing, so they have a little bit of a combination there between Wilkie and Alexander. They've only thrown 1 pass so far on this drive, and that was a first down.
4th and 1. And head on goes Alexander. Did he get it? I'm not sure.
It's going to be close.
And the tackle on the play by Tyler Dykos. And here's the thing. This is the way the game has changed, and I don't get it. Why do you go out of a shotgun on 4th and 1 when you're going to run the ball? And they're not the only team doing that.
Yeah, no, I've never agreed with that. So I agree with 100% with what you're saying, and they're going to have to measure. This is way too close. Now, Westfield's celebrating. They think they've stopped him. Look at Coach Kelly there. He's taking a look at, did we get it? Did we not get it? You know, in his mind, it wasn't an issue. They were going to go for it. But I agree with you. You're starting way too far behind, and the quarterback just take the ball and quarterback sneak. It was less than a yard. But now they're going to have to come out here and measure.
He may not have gotten it. It's very close. And that was 4th down, remember. So if he doesn't make it, turns over on downs.
Now, when I first started doing this with you 7 years ago, my eyesight was a little bit better. I might have been able to sight it from here. Not anymore. So we're going to have to see the change. I think that's what the officials are saying, too. I'm too old to discern. Look, right there, you got to love right there. Donovan Hamilton down there looking at the chains. He wants to make sure the officials get it right, and they're short.
They are short. They're short of the first down.
That's a
so
big
on
break.
downs, HSE takes over. The Kelly Dather Real Estate Group serves all Hamilton County. Whether you have a home to sell or looking for a home you can call your own, you owe it to yourself to call the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group, located in Fishers. They're here for you.
That's a big break for Westfield on that very first drive. They were kind of on their back heels a little bit, but then the defense stepped up big time that time to stop them when HSE definitely had some momentum there. Now Westfield's got to answer here offensively.
And I'm seeing this at every level. High school, college, and pros. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. They're going to run. They know it. And they line up out of a shotgun. Just don't get it. And that is Kendall Garnett. He didn't get very far. This is a hard-fought game. And the first man to get him was Sam Bolin.
Yeah.
Well, let's check that. Ryan Barker. There are two number 54s. That may be Barker. These teams have a couple of players for many of their numbers. A couple of players share the same number. There's a completed pass, a terrific play, complete to Max Nosler, his tight end, and good enough for a first down. The tackle made by Kendall Garnett.
Well, he had 2 receptions in week 5. Right here, it's a big reception. Ballard just steps up tall. He stands tall in the pocket. Nosler just comes over across the middle. It's just a little tight end dump across the linebacker. Make sure he gets past that level 2.
And a give to Kendall Garnett, shooting right through there with another nice pickup. And he's tackled on the play by Casey Grable. And a gain of 7, so it's 2nd and 3. Garnett again. He didn't get the first down. He may have gotten a yard. And that'll bring up 3rd down. And the tackle made by Jake Good. He got some help from Joe Franco.
And now Westfield's running a little bit of a tempo here, not huddling. They're looking for the signals on the sidelines over there, determining what they're going to do, and Ballard's got his call now.
It's a gain of 1. It's 3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line. Cole Ballard barking him out. Long count. And they give it to Garnett, and he didn't get it. He got a yard. And again, the same thing, going out of the shotgun. And it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah,
4th and a little less than a yard.
Yeah, he is going to be a little short. No question in Coach Gilbert's mind. You're playing for a regional championship here. This is going to be a hard-fought defensive game, and you've got to go for it here. You got to try to get the momentum. Your defense has had a big stop, and now you want to have your offense answer.
Charles Steger made the tackle, 4th and less than a yard. We'll say 4th and 2 feet, and again they go out of the shotgun.
I think Ballard keeps it here. The big, strong quarterback, 6'2", 211 pounds. Garnett's not a very big running back, and so I think they're going to talk it over here.
Timeout. We'll take a break this first quarter, brought to you by Napleton Kia of Fishers. Westfield nothing, HSE nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Back to first quarter action, brought to you by Napleton Kia of Fishers, where Will wants to see you in a Kia. It may be cold outside, but it's warm and friendly inside. Grindstone on the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. Make Grindstone on the Monon your destination location. Here we go, 4th and less than a yard. He keeps it. He's got the first down. And Ballard has the first down. He needed a yard. He got about 5 on the play.
Well, it's kind of what I thought. He wasn't going to give that ball up. He's 211 pounds. Watch the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling replay. This is a read option. He reads the defensive end. A little bit of a hold there on the left tackle, but Ballard was able to squeeze through there and find a little bit of a crease, and he picks up the first down. That's a big first down for Ballard and the Rocks.
Griffin Haas made the tackle. A special hello to the legendary Executive Director, Associated Builders and Contractors, J.R. Gaylor, Hamilton County resident. Merritt Shop Construction, Associated Builders and Contractors. On 1st and 10, Garnett the ball carrier. He spins and twists, and he has another first down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, that was a great block by Tommy Ewing, the center, number 77. He sealed the block there. Watch it right here on the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Right there in the middle of your screen. Watch the interior of that offensive line seal their blocks, and it created a crease for Garnett to squeeze out on the right side.
Terrific play. Mason Alexander made the tackle. Look at him, he's out in the clear, and a terrific gain by Cole Ballard. What a play by Ballard, another first down.
Well, it was all set up by the fake. They faked it to Garnett, and he put that ball in his belly. He held it there for a little bit longer than normal. He kept the football. He's a tough quarterback. He goes over there. That's an ultra-competitive spirit that Coach Gilbert was talking about.
Evan Sherrill made the tackle. First down from the 24-yard line. Garnett again. Garnett, oh, was he hit. And tackled on the play by Peyton Daniels. Napleton Kia Fishers, a proud supporter of Indiana high school athletics. Their service, selection, and dedication to customer satisfaction, the best. Ask for Will. Will wants to see you in a Kia. So a gain of 3, it's 2nd and 7. Ballard keeps it, he's going nowhere. Penalty marker down, hold everything. Penalty marker down. The tackle on the play was made by Jack Seifert. Let's see about the penalty. Maybe against the Rocks. I wonder if it's a holding penalty or what exactly it is. It is against the Rocks, it is holding. And we'll tell you that gifts from Camas Fine Jewelers make great presents. Camas features jewelry from several designers, more than 25 years in business, jewelry to fit any budget. That's where we get all of our jewelry from Mary Camas at Camas Fine Jewelers, 79th and Fall Creek at Geist Crossing. So the penalty marked off.
And that's one of those penalties that you just can't have happen. You're driving down and you get a holding call, you back yourself up 10 yards because, you know, Westfield wants to run the football a lot more than they want to throw the ball, and you just put yourself behind the chains, and you can't get behind the chains.
Ballard looks to throw, throwing deep, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted. He hung it up there, and it was intercepted by Mason Alexander.
Mason Alexander picks up his first interception of the season. The ball, his arm got hit. His arm got hit. It just floated up in the air. Aaron Bolas is right there trying to break it up. But that time, Mason Alexander comes down like a center fielder for his first interception of the season.
We're going to take a break. This first quarter brought to you by Napleton Kia Fishers. The game is scoreless. It's the high school football game of the week on TV 40. We are back. It's first down for HSE. Bradle keeps the football. Bradle throwing. He has a completed pass. Completed pass to Clayton Wilkie.
They called it incomplete. He was out of bounds.
I think he said it was a completed pass.
Oh, wow. On the sideline, it looked like they said incomplete. But
Yeah,
look at this.
He's waving it off there like it is incomplete. I know what you're saying, but he was in bounds clearly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a good call by the official. You only need 1 foot in high school football.
Well, what a great camera angle right there from our guys on the sideline, too.
And a first down. And they put it on the ground. And they get a few on that one. It'll be second down. And the ball carrier was Jalen Alexander. And he's tackled on the play by Westfield's Charles Dager.
Yeah, Dager had 6 tackles in that first matchup against HSE. There he is, number 48. Incredible season. This young man has 95 tackles. Last week, Howard, he had 16 tackles against Noblesville.
Minute 14 to go, first quarter, clock running. It's a battle, we're scoreless. Here is 2nd and 4. There goes the man in motion. And the handoff goes to Alexander. And he is across the 40. Tackled on the play by Reese Wire. Nine yards on that play, another first down. Indiana Members Credit Union, a proud supporter of high school sports. On WHMB TV 40, they are our scoreboard sponsor. On 1st and 10, there goes Alexander. Alexander to the outside, and finally pushed out of bounds at the far sideline by Dylan Thieneman. What a pickup, Todd Mello.
Well, it was, and the jump cut that he had was just absolutely spectacular. Watch the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling replay. Watch it here. All right, right there, that jump cut. And he just makes the guy miss. He over-pursued. That was Webster who over-pursued. Alexander gets to the edge, but there is a flag, and it's coming back.
And that's a tough break for the Royals.
I mean, when there's a good play for HSE, this place is rocking, Howard. I mean, it is like the whole press box is just shaking.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah. What an incredible atmosphere.
It's holding against the Royals, brings it back.
Now, the Royals have not been here. This is their first regional in 11 years, Howard. Westfield's been here, as Coach Gilbert mentioned, 7 out of the last 10 years, 3 in a row.
So it's first down and 17 yards to go. The man in motion is Wilkie. And the handoff goes to Wilkie. He's across the 40 to the 42-yard line, where it will be second down. And he's tackled on the play by Dylan Thieneman, who's having a great game.
Well, he is, and he wasn't here that first week of the first game that they played each other in week 5. Thieneman last week had 12 tackles and an interception against Noblesville. He hasn't played, but I think this is his 3rd or 4th game back, and so they're ecstatic to have him back and hopefully cut in some of that running game that HSE had in that first matchup.
On second down, shooting through there is A.Z. Wallace. And he got hit hard. And the man who got him was Andrew Liskey.
A little bit of lightning and thunder with those two young men. Wallace at 198 pounds and Alexander at 185. Just a little bit different body styles, though, from that standpoint. That's the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. Brought to you by Napleton Kia of Fishers, where their service, selection, and customer satisfaction are excellent. And the score at the end of 1, Westfield nothing, Hamilton Southeastern nothing, on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Period number 2 brought to you by Grindstone on the Monon. It may be cold outside, it's warm and friendly inside Grindstone on the Monon. Nothing at the end of a quarter. And the give is to Jalen Alexander. And he is into Westfield territory, where he's tackled by Michael Webster.
And they're going to punt here, which does not surprise me, actually, because their defense is playing so well right now. There's no reason to give Westfield excellent field position here.
And that football right at the 50-yard line. Sometimes, though, teams will go for it 4th and 1, 4th and 2 from there.
For sure, but their defense is playing so well right now. There's like, I want to put my hands in my defensive guys.
I hear you. And that is Brandon Totten's punt, and it's going to take a nice bounce for HSE and be down at the 16-yard line. Andy Moore Buick GMC, State Road 37, 131st Street in Fishers. Eric Wilson and the crew will take great care of you. And Channel 40 purchases truck from Andy Moore Buick GMC in Fishers. They have new GMC vehicles, new Buicks, and pre-owned cars. John Phillips and Pete and that whole crew. Eric Wilson heads them up. Andy Moore Buick GMC, where we got our truck. Okay, so Westfield gets it back. Are you surprised, Todd Mello, this game is scoreless?
Not really, because these two teams play really good defense. Like I said, HSE only allows 15 points per game, and Westfield only allows 23. And here's a loss for Ballard.
Ballard thrown for a loss, and an excellent defensive play by Sam Forrest.
Yeah, watch it right here. Dominic Burgett was just come in right there from his position as a defensive end and sack Ballard. Burgett is really good. 42
right,
tackles.
It is Burgett.
Yeah, that makes 10 tackles now for a loss on the season.
There are 3 number 5s on their roster, but you're right, it's Burgett. And that is Kendall Garnett, the ball carrier, and they're going to be faced with a 3rd down. The tackle on the play made by Judah Parker. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Big play right here.
You got to watch the interior of that offensive line. You got to keep those defensive tackles at bay.
3rd and 7 from the 19-yard line. The game is scoreless, and this is a regional championship.
In that first matchup, HSE had 9 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions, and 2 caused fumbles, 3 sacks.
Ballard hands it off, and they go nowhere. They go absolutely nowhere. The ball carrier was Garnett, and he's tackled on the play by Griffin Haas. A great play, and the strategy paid off for punting there for HSE.
It did, but the penetration there for them, they just could not sustain their blocks. Westfield could not sustain their blocks. HSE got off their blocks pretty quickly, filled the gaps there, and one of those things where Coach Gilbert's offensive coordinator was like, it's okay to punt here.
Brady Bames kicking. He got his leg into this one. Coming down to Clayton Wilkie. He's downed immediately by Westfield's Tyler Dykos. And this second quarter is brought to you by Grindstone on the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. No score on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. This second quarter brought to you by Grindstone on the Monon. Great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. And there goes Clayton Wilkie. What a play. What a play. He's wrapped up and tackled by Tyler Dykos, but what a play.
Yeah, watch it right here, the misdirection by the Royals. Watch it right here. They're going to fake it to Alexander, have him go to the right, and then Wilkie, nice spin move there, but Dykos is there to stop him, but not before he picks up the first down. A big first down. And all eyes are on number 24, and so when Wilkie comes in, as well as Wallace come in, it sometimes changes things up, and the defense gets a little confused.
From the Westfield 49, that pass is complete to Donovan Hamilton. And he's upended by Lennox Williams as well as Jake Good.
Well, that's Donovan Hamilton's first reception of the night. He's one of their best players, Howard. He's getting a lot of looks, highly recruited. A lot of Big Ten schools are looking at that young man. 44 receptions, 9 touchdowns, almost 800 yards receiving. So his first reception of the night. They need to get the ball into his hands a little bit more often.
A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 3 from the 42-yard line as Ty Bradle, the senior quarterback, barks him out. Bradle looking to throw, still looking, throwing deep. Man out there, and it's incomplete. There were 2 defenders. Hamilton was the intended receiver, and Jake Good providing coverage on the play. And that got mighty interesting, and I think Hamilton may have acted like a defensive back.
Yeah, the ball hung up in the air a little bit. Watch Bradle right here. Wow, incredible camera action by our guys. Good job, guys. Hamilton, see how the ball hangs up in the air? And Thieneman right there gets his right hand in there. He's going to Purdue. Hamilton's probably going to some Big Ten or Big 5 conference school for sure. Those two guys might see each other later on down the road at the next level.
It was a battle, 3rd and 3. And they give the football to Jalen Alexander. A first down and much more to the 31-yard line where Sam Bola brings him down. Check that. Ryan Barker makes the tackle.
Well, watch Alexander here make this move on Dylan Thieneman. I mean, just incredible. He's a Big Ten player. Watch Alexander right there. He makes him miss. Just that stab step. And then he makes another Dylan Thieneman move, miss again. If that doesn't convince any scouts that this young man can play at the Big Ten level or any higher level, I don't know what game you're watching.
From the 32-yard line. And there goes A.Z. Wallace with a nice pickup. And he's tackled on the play by Tyler Dykos, who's all over the place. But a nice pickup on first down, a gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5.
Well, I like the way that they do this. They bring guys fresh legs in there. Wallace comes in there. Now Alexander comes back in there. And that's the thing about HSE. They are very, very balanced out. 150 yards passing, 220 yards rushing on the season. That's their balance. And I really like the way their game plan here. They've got they got Westfield absolutely guessing what they're going to run next.
2nd down and 5. They put it on the ground. They're battling for some yards. Jalen Alexander, the ball carrier. And he's tackled on the play by Charles Dager, and we will tell you, did you know there's a top real estate team in Hamilton County? That's right, the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group ranks in the top 1.5% of all real estate teams in the U.S. With that kind of experience, the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group has what it takes to work for you. They're 1 of 3 on 3rd downs, and here is a 3rd and 3 with Wilkie in motion. Up the middle, it's a first down and more for Jalen Alexander. Tackled on the play by Dylan Thieneman.
Well, that time Dylan Thieneman was able to wrap him up, and not before he picked up the first down. Watch how hard Alexander hits this hole. Look, he sees it, he pops it, he hurdles over the guys that are on the scrum there, and Dylan Thieneman, textbook tackle, but not before he picks up a big first down for the Royals.
From the 18-yard line, this is a scoreless game. We're midway through the second quarter. There he is again. And he got about 8 on the play, Jalen Alexander.
Well,
and he's tackled on the play by Dylan Thieneman.
Well, those two are going to be tired of seeing each other by the end of the night. I can guarantee you that. Because Thieneman hits hard. And Alexander, look at him. He is trying to catch his breath. And Thieneman's already seeing, 2 and 4 in his dreams right now. I mean, he's constant. It's just he's making most of the tackles here on this drive specifically. 2nd and 2 from the 10.
And they gave the ball to the man in motion, Clayton Wilkie, but that time he went nowhere. And the Rocks adjusted. And it's going to be 3rd and 2. And tackles on the play by Tyler Dykos as well as Samuel Toney.
Well, that's the shortest completion that Brady will ever have, because he almost threw it was almost like a toss sweep, but it was actually a forward pass. It's one of those where you just kind of shovel it forward. So this is a big 3rd down. I expect 4-down territory here for HSE. So Westfield's got to stop him here.
3rd down and a long 2.
And now we got a timeout.
Everything.
Yep.
Timeout is called by HSE.
It's a smart timeout by them. They got to make sure they pick up this 1st down.
And we will stay right here. Old Man Winter will soon be here. Have you scheduled your annual heating maintenance appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a winter tune-up special for $69. Visit summersphc.com. Learn about their specials and be guaranteed your family will stay warm this winter. Indiana Members Credit Union is a proud supporter of high school sports on WHMB TV 40. Indiana Members Credit Union, and a special hello. When you think Hancock County, you think 9-Star Connect. They're the people in Hancock County. A special hello to Dave Spencer and the great people over there. Scott Hyatt, 9-Star Connect.
Look at this crowd, and got Santa Claus already out there with the Santa Claus hats on the Westfield side. It's not even Thanksgiving, folks. Come on now.
Okay, we have a 3rd down and a long 2. HSE calling a timeout.
I'm sure Robin's got the Christmas trees already up, right, Howard? Right after Halloween, or she doesn't do that? No?
Okay, 3rd down and a long 2. Ty Bradle barking him out. Bad snap, hold everything. There's going to be a penalty against HSE, I believe.
I think it's going to be a false start, so it's a dead ball, so it did not count. That botched snap there.
It may be cold outside, but it's warm and friendly inside Grindstone of the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. Make Grindstone on the Monon your destination location.
Well, that's a big break for Westfield. Now you got 3rd down and 8 for HSE. I really like the timeout that Coach Kelly called right before that penalty. I think it was very smart to make sure his offensive line was hydrated before this play, because this is a big 3rd down right here.
Well, you're not instead of 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and you're not going. The reason I say it's so big here and this early on is because you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get down here in the red zone, and so you've got to make sure that you take advantage of those times in the red zone. And they're in the perfect spot right now to put some points on the board, because Westfield's offense is really staggered. They haven't done much. HSE defense has really stymied them for sure, and so I think they've got a little bit of a guessing situation here. So this is a big 3rd down for HSE, because you don't know how many times you're going to get down here. And now the official's got everything. Anytime you see the thumbs up from the official, you know everything's all right now.
This is the 10th play of the drive. It's 3rd down and 7. We'll see what Ty Bradle does.
Now we
call another timeout.
Well, Westfield called timeout. Okay. Now that they saw what HSE was involved and what their formation was, now they want to get a better understanding of what they're going to run.
Napleton Kia of Fishers, a proud supporter of Indiana high school athletics. They have good service, selection, and dedication to customer satisfaction. Ask for Will, and remember, Will wants to see you in a Kia.
There's a look at Coach Gilbert right there. 7 out of 10 in the regional finals for him in this program that he's been here. 12 years, Howard. So imagine that, 7 out of the last 12 years, 7 out of the last 10. But you know, this this man has done a great job here at Westfield, turning that program around. 2 back-to-back state championships. They lost both those to Center Grove, but that was a juggernaut. I mean, Center Grove was just a dynasty, and they're still not out now. They're playing Warren Central tonight on the south side of town. Look at that young lady. She's having a ball with whoever she's there with.
It's a wonderful atmosphere here at HSE.
Those are big muffs. Did you see those ear muffs? They were huge. Like they're definitely probably keeping her warm. Yeah, it's kind of windy tonight, but
after back-to-back timeouts, here we go with a 3rd down and 7.
Everybody should be well rested now, Howard. All the players should be well rested, well hydrated. So,
okay, Ty Bradle on 3rd and 7. He gives the football to Alexander. He stopped way shy of the 1st down. Terrific defensive plays by Dylan Thieneman and Gabe Arambolas.
And now here comes the field goal unit, and I like this call from Coach Kelly to just go ahead and get the 3 points because it's 4th and 6. Great job by Westfield. They had the blitz coming on, and then the safeties came up to fill those spots that they're going to do. So this is a big opportunity here for Westfield to capture this.
Carter Goot for the field goal attempt.
8 of 10 on the year, along a 43.
Here's a 31-yarder. And it has the distance, and the kick is good. And those are the first 3 points of the game. Okay, tonight's 2nd quarter brought to you by Grindstone on the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. It's Hamilton Southeastern 3, Westfield nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. And tonight's 2nd quarter brought to you by Grindstone on the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. Grindstone on the Monon. So Hamilton Southeastern scores first. Carter Goot will be kicking off after kicking a 31-yard field goal.
That's a heck of a weapon for them to have. 9 out of 11 on the season, Howard. So incredible job for HSE. They are very well balanced offensively, defensively, and special teams.
That was a 31-yard field goal, as we said. It would have been good from a lot longer than that.
Yeah, he's got a strong leg, that's for sure. I mean, HSE's used to being in these close ball games. They have won 4 games now, 4 games by a touchdown or less. So they are used to being in these situations, including the last time these 2 teams played in Week 5, 26-21 in favor of the Royals.
Here is Goot's kick. That's a liner, and it's taken at the 6-yard line by Garnett. He's to about the 30-yard line. And right now we'll have the Kelly Dather real estate play of the half.
Well, it's going to come right here with Alexander when he carries the football here. It's an incredible job by the offensive line to create that hole for him. But watch him right here. Watch him jump cut right there. Watch him miss Dillon. He had a jab step with Thieneman, and watch him duck out right there with Thieneman, and he was ended up finally getting tackled over there by number 54 for Westfield, Sam Bola. But incredible job by Alexander. He's been doing that all season long, and tonight we get a chance to enjoy the play of the game.
The Kelly Dather real estate play of the half. And on first down, they give it to Kendall Garnett. He didn't go very far. And he's tackled on the play by HSE's Evan Sherrill.
Well, that front 7 of HSE is just spectacular, Howard. I mean, they shut down Noblesville from rushing, and they're doing the same thing for Westfield right here. Westfield is having to earn every single inch.
And that's Garnett again, nowhere again. Spun down on the play by Sam Forrest.
Yeah, I mean,
no, check it. Make it Dominic Burgett. Burgett made the tackle.
Yeah, and there's a look at Griffin Haas, number 49 for them as well. And Early Wine was in there as well. And these guys fill their holes really well. The linebackers, the cornerbacks, they come up, they fill the gaps. The defensive line does a good job of standing the offensive line up, and then those young men fill those holes real nice. So that's why they haven't. That's why it's been tough sledding.
3rd and 7, little swing pass to the right to Garnett. He fumbled the football. It was jarred loose. The Royals may have it. We'll see in a moment.
There were a couple of Westfield guys that were right down there. I don't know if they fell on it or no, they did not.
The Royals recovered. That was terrific defense, getting that ball, knocking it away.
Yeah, watch it right here. Ballard's just going to dump it at the last minute to Garnett. It just swings it out to him, a little swing pass. Garnett does a good job of catching the ball, and then right there it's popped out. Nice job, and then right there, a couple Westfield guys were there, but they just could not come up with it. Another turnover for Westfield. That's their second already of this half, Howard. As we mentioned earlier in week 5, they had one interception that was ran back to the Westfield 10-yard line, and then they threw a pick 6 when they were driving to take the lead late in the game with about 5 minutes to go in the game. So 2 more turnovers for Westfield in their own territory here. This is not good. Now, Coach Gilbert, this is what he talked about before the game. Don't turn the ball over, especially south of the 40-yard line.
And the football at the 38-yard line. The man in motion is Wilkie. And there's a pass that is incomplete. It was intended for John McCoy, and it was broken up beautifully by Sam Toney.
Yeah, Sam Toney read that the entire way, and Dylan Thieneman's over there congratulating him because he saw exactly what happened. Toney bit on that. He understood. He anticipated where he was going with the football, and Bradle was just a little bit late delivering the ball. Toney comes over and makes a nice play, sets up 2nd and 10.
Ty Bradle barking him out. The man in motion again is Wilkie. And he's looking for Wilkie. He throws it to him. And a short gain. Oh, short gain at the far sideline. Pushed out of bounds there by Tyler Dykos.
Yeah, you're not going to fool Dykos. I mean, Bradle was looking at the right. He was staring him down like they were having a staring contest. I mean, he was looking to the right the entire time. Dykos read it very quickly. You're not going to fool Tyler Dykos. It's not going to happen. So it's a short gain. And so I'm a little surprised that HSE's throwing it here. You got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. I get that, but you got a strong leg for your field goal kicker. The running game has been working really well. They haven't run the ball yet on this drive. Now you're at 3rd and 7.
And he hands off on 3rd and 7 to Alexander, who got a yard or 2. And that is it. Wrapped up on the play by Colton Vondersor.
This is one of those situations where sometimes a coach will get a little too conservative here, and they're going to go for it on 4th down because you're kind of in never land here. But you got to open up the playbook a little bit here. If you're going to go for it here on 4th and 6 with 2 minutes to go, you got to do something besides a draw or in some sort of, a short throw. I look for some sort of quick toss to the tight end across the middle, maybe Osiki, number 43. And now they're going to call timeout.
With 2:05 left in the 2nd quarter. And Southeastern leading 3-0. And a special hello to the great people at Williams Comfort Air. And I want to tell you, they're terrific. When you talk about Greg Wells and Matt Tyner, outstanding. Williams Comfort Air, they were at our house today. They did the winter tune-up. A fine young man named Spencer did the work, and he was very friendly and very competent. Can't say enough about the great people at Williams Comfort Air. So we have 2:05 left in the half, and Southeastern leading 3-0. Is this the kind of game you expected, Tom?
It is, actually. It is a little bit. Now, I expected maybe a little bit more offense, but not a lot more. And so it's kind of very similar to where we are right now. And HSE does get the football back to start the 3rd quarter. So if you could drive here and you could pick up this 4th down and 6, you still got 2 minutes and 5 seconds. You could go for a 2-for-1 here. Score right before the half and then get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Here we go, 4th and 6.
Watch him swing it to Alexander perhaps, or Wilkie there, number 28, who's going into motion.
Long count by Bradle.
10 seconds on the play clock, and they might be calling timeout HSE.
I don't remember the last time we saw 2 back-to-back timeouts, one by each team in the same quarter.
Well, one of those things where the coaches are playing a little chess match here. They wanted to show what HSE wanted to see what Westfield was going to do defensively. Westfield did the same thing a little bit ago. And so it's a little bit of a chess match between Mike Kelly and Jake Gilbert, both very well-coached teams. Mike Kelly, 25-6, his 3rd season here at HSE. He was an assistant for a long time at Fisher's under Coach Wimmer. And Coach Gilbert, obviously, has been here 12 years, 92-51, 2 state back-to-back championships, one of the most feared coaches in all of Indiana high school football, not by my standards, but by his peers. His peers is the one who voted him that. So there's a look at Coach Gilbert. Running for mayor, by the way. Incredible job that he's done on the city council, and obviously a teacher at Westfield, been doing that for a long time, and he runs their character program there, and an awesome man.
2:05 left in the half on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard. Southeastern 3, Westfield nothing. And Southeastern has a 4th and 6. So you expected a low-scoring game.
I did, absolutely, and that's kind of where we are right now. Again, now they got. Now they're going to punt. Interesting.
I'm surprised at that.
I wouldn't buy that they're going to punt. They might fake. No, they're going to punt
from the 35-yard line. And if you're going to punt, you don't like to waste a timeout because you want to stop the clock on defense. And Westfield will be deep in its own territory. I'm surprised at that decision.
Yeah, I am too a little bit, but I'm trying to figure out, he might have just rethought it and said, you know what, our defense is doing a great job. Defensive coordinator might have talked him out of it.
Well, you're at the 36-yard line, though. You were deep in their territory.
Yeah, I think one of those things where you're going to play it safe. Your defense is doing a great job.
That's what
so
they
far.
did.
The front 7 there of HSE has been absolutely stellar tonight.
If they gotten the first down, they would have been in field goal territory. Okay, but we understand you're right about the defense. That's Kendall Garnett with a nice pickup. And he's tackled on the play by HSE's Cole Earlywine.
I think Westfield doesn't have any timeouts, or maybe they have 1 left. I'm not sure.
2nd and 4. And there goes Garnett. He doesn't go very far, so it's going to bring up a big 3rd down. Whistle had blown the play dead. It still is Westfield ball.
Yeah, they thought that Garnett had fumbled. The ball did come out, and HSE came up with it, but officials called him down, or it was a non-issue here. But now you got 3rd and 6. And if they're going to throw the ball and you got a minute left to go, I think they're going to run it. I think Coach Gilbert's okay with a 3-0 deficit at halftime. He just doesn't want to give HSE the ball back, and I don't blame him. And you might have to give him the ball back, but it's going to be with about 40 seconds to go.
Right, that clock is now under a minute. It is running. He keeps the football himself. Ballard kept it, gets to about the 25-yard line. I think he's got the first down.
He does have the first down, so this will be interesting here. He might try one deep because that's always the first time. Can you pick up the first down? Watch Ballard. He actually runs into Garnett here. Watch him right here. Runs into him a little bit, and then he just finds the hole. Good blocking downfield by Aaron Bolas.
Our spotter and statistician doing a great job, Nick Lewis. He's a southpaw.
Yeah, actually, he's just satisfied. He's okay with being down 3-0. I thought maybe they would take one shot downfield, Howard, but I don't think he's going to do it. Nope.
Gets down on a knee, and that is going to end the first half. And tonight's second quarter brought to you by Grindstone on the Monon. Make Grindstone on the Monon your destination location. See you after the game at the half. Southeastern 3, Westfield nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40.
Welcome back to HSE High School, where tonight's halftime is brought to you by Round Tripper Baseball Academy. Do you need to work on your game this offseason? Round Tripper fall and winter classes can get you ready. Sign up today at roundtripper.com. That's roundtripper.com. This regional championship here between Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Westfield Shamrocks, two conference opponents in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. First matchup, week 5, 26-21. Hamilton Southeastern wins that one, but tonight it's 3-0. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Cole Ballard with the first possession for Westfield, and he'll connect with Max Nosler right here across the middle. Good connection. That picked up a first down on their very first possession, but then they ended up having to punt after that. Watch Ballard right here. Good fake that time. Dominic Burgett went for the fake. Ballard keeps it and able to pick up several yards on that one. That's a good job, and they did that quite a bit tonight. And then watch Ballard's arm get hit here. The ball floats up in the middle. Mason Alexander picks it off for the first interception of the year. For that young man gets taken down, and then Wilkie, watch the spin move right here, good move, and then Tyler Dykos takes him down near midfield. HSE was driving on that, and then watch this spectacular play by Jalen Alexander. He takes the ball, takes it, spins, watch him miss right here. He makes Dylan Thieneman miss. He ducks out of a tackle, and then right there finally he's taken down by Westfield. And 31-yard field goal for HSE. That's where we stand, 3-0. 101 yards rushing for Hamilton Southeastern, 63 for Westfield. Only 22 yards passing for Westfield, 37 for Hamilton Southeastern. 138 total yards for HSE, 85 for the Rocks. 8 first downs to 4, 1 of 5 on third down conversions. Coach Gilbert knows that's got to improve. 2 of 6 for Hamilton Southeastern. Those 2 turnovers. There was a fumble by Garnett and then the interception by Ballard. 2 penalties for 17 yards, 2 penalties for 15 yards. Relatively clean game from a penalty standpoint. Defensive struggle, that's for sure tonight. HSE only allows 15 points per game, and Westfield at 23. It should be a good second half. Can't wait for it. Who's going to win the regional championship? Who will advance to the semi-state to play the winner of Carroll and Lafayette? Jeff, we'll find out when we have the second half kickoff. Tonight's halftime was brought to you by Round Tripper Baseball Academy. Need a new or better place to train for baseball or softball? Go where the pros go to practice. Round Tripper Baseball Academy, serving elite ball players in Central Indiana for 29 years. When we return, we'll have the second half kickoff. We'll be right back on WHMB TV 40 Sports.
Okay, we get ready for period number 3. Hamilton Southeastern 3, Westfield nothing. Your impressions of the first half, Todd?
Well, it's obviously a defensive struggle so far. I'm sorry, it's an offensive struggle. Defenses are playing really, really well. And, you know, we anticipate a little bit of a defensive game here, but a little low scoring than I anticipated. I thought maybe it would be 10-10 or 10-3, something like that, but it's a great game so far, and I think that's why Coach Gilbert was fine going into halftime down 3-0. You're down 1 score. You score a touchdown, you're winning by 4 at that same situation. So I'm looking forward to the second half.
Brody Bames' kick. Oh, did he get his leg into that one? He booms it into the end zone for a touchback. Gifts from Camas Fine Jewelers make great presents. Camas features jewelry from several designers, celebrating more than 25 years in business with jewelry to fit any budget. That's where we go for our jewelry. Mary Camas and Camas Fine Jewelers, 79th and Fall Creek at Guy's Crossing.
That was Brody Bames' 28th touchback, Howard.
Wow.
Just incredible.
What a weapon.
Yes, it is. Now, HSE wants to stay within their game plan. They're going to get a lot of Alexander. Every once in a while, they'll get some Wilkie, and as well as Wallace. Bradle has not carried it yet. He's thrown a couple passes, but I expect a lot of dose of Alexander.
And that's Alexander on first down. He got a couple. And it'll be second down. And the tackle made by Seiko Barry. So it'll be 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2. Southeastern leading 3-0.
Now now Westfield's changing their play.
And bursting through there to about the 27 is Jalen Alexander again. He got about 4 or 5. And he's tackled on the play by Dylan Thieneman. It's going to be third down. He got 5. So 3rd and 3 from the 27.
Well, the good thing there is there were a lot of white jerseys, a lot of gold helmets on Alexander, and then Thieneman just came in and just cleaned the clock and finished the deal here. Now, if you're Westfield, you've got to stop them here because you want to stop them deep in their own territory. The wind is blowing. You might get a really good field position if you can stop them right here on this down.
This is 3rd and 3. And that's a first down and much more for Alexander. He's out in the clear. One man to beat inside the 20. Touchdown! Touchdown! Listen to this crowd. Jalen Alexander, 73 yards.
Well, his 14th rushing touchdown of the season. When he gets past that second level, and there were so many guys at the line of scrimmage that tried to stop him on 3rd and 3. Look how many white jerseys. Once he got to that second level, there was nobody there, and he was going to outrun Andrew Liskey all day long. There was no way they were going to catch him. Alexander, incredible job. Offensive line did a good job at the point of attack. A lot of white jerseys committed to this, stop that 3rd down and 3. And Alexander breaks it for a huge touchdown.
Carter Good with the extra point. The kick is good. With a score, Southeastern 10, Westfield nothing. We'll pause for these words on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. And we welcome you back. Hamilton Southeastern leading 10-0. The Kelly Datha Real Estate Group in Hamilton County. What Friday night football is to the Hoosier State. You can count on the Kelly Datha Real Estate Group like you do your favorite team. Reach out to the Kelly Datha Real Estate Group today. And there is the kick by Carter Goot. Coming down to the 5-yard line, Kendall Garnett across the 20. He had an opening. He gets to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rocks from their own 30.
Well, Alexander had a 69-yard touchdown run last week against Fishers. He answers that, Howard, with a 75-yard touchdown run, and that's where we stand 10-0. Now, this is when the situation, this is your first possession of the second half. You've got to try to establish the running game, but Ballard's got to take care of the football as well. You're going to have to throw it. These front 7 of HSE are playing outstanding football, and it's hard to find a little bit of a crease or a hole with that front 7 playing as well as they are.
Looking to throw. Man out there. Completed pass to Gabe Arambolis, and a very nice pickup to the 40-yard line. Good enough for a first down. He's tackled on the play by Mason Alexander. And remember a few years ago when Cam Simons was the Westfield quarterback, the fine young man who's now at Sanford playing tight end. I had lunch with his father, Larry. Great family, the Simons.
Absolutely.
And that pass is complete. Caught by Arambolis.
And it looks like to me they're throwing to set up the run. They're trying to get HSE a little bit off kilter here to make sure that they can start creating a little bit more space so they can run the football, and that's what they've done in these first 2 plays. Sometimes you got to throw to run, and vice versa.
And that is Garnett again. And boy, is he hit hard by Evan Sherrill.
Well, Garnett's going to take a beating. I mean, that young man, as we mentioned last week, 5'6", 175 pounds. Watch it right here on the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling replay. Just stood him up. 4 white jerseys right there, but led by Evan Sherrill, as you mentioned, Howard. And Garnett's not afraid to get his nose dirty right there in that hole.
Here is a 3rd and 5. He gave that, no, let's see. And now the pass to Arambolis. Boy, what a wild play. They're trying to wrestle the ball away from him, and they do. Unless they blew it dead, the Royals have recovered.
Well, that's one of those situations where Arambolis should have just gone down. Like he had the first down, then he lost the first down, and then he got it back, and he was fighting for more yards. And I get the competitor spirit in him, but at some point you just got to go down. Watch it right here, a little misdirection, and he's going to give it back to Arambolis. He was pressured, thrown out of the pocket, throws it to him, drops it. Watch him get the first down, and then he goes backwards to not get the first down, and then he's got the first down. Just go down. Just go down. But unfortunately, what he was doing is when the Royals stood him up right there, now you've got more defenders coming up and clawing at that football, and it's easy for the ball to come out when it's there. And there's the turnover belt that the Royals had that we saw in the Noblesville game.
The ball was wrestled away from him.
And there's Aaron Bolas, unfortunately, getting...
And he was hurt as well.
Yeah, hope it's just a cramp.
And the fumble was forced by Shane Gastineau. So the Royals ahead 10-0, and they have the football. Napleton Kia Fishers, a proud supporter of Indiana high school athletics. Their service, selection, and dedication to customer satisfaction are excellent. Ask for Will. Remember, Will wants to see you in a Kia. And they give the football on first down to Jalen Alexander. He got a couple.
Well, if you thought he carried the ball a lot in the first half.
Wait till this.
Yeah, he's
going
to
hit 10-0.
He's going to carry the ball a lot. I would be very surprised if it doesn't leave his hands on this drive.
He only got a yard on that play. They were keying on him. So it's 2nd down and 9. Royals ahead 10-0. Ty Bradle. There he is again, spinning. Oh, was he hit? Oh, was he hit hard by Dylan Thieneman, that man again.
Well, Dylan Thieneman painting back for all those jukes and jives and him juking him out and faking him out twice in the second half, which was our play of the second quarter. Watch Thieneman pay him back right here on the Summers Plumbing, Heating, Cooling replay. Alexander darts, he dances, and then watch Thieneman right there at the point of attack. I mean, he just drilled him.
Oh. You have a special young man with you tonight, Todd.
I do. His name's Dakota. I mentor him. He's from Kokomo, Indiana. We have a good time together.
Speaking of Dakota, North Dakota got 18 inches of snow in Bismarck. They put the ball on the ground. And A.Z. Wallace, the ball carrier. And a terrific pickup down to the 45-yard line. There's A.Z. Wallace, 5'11", 195-pound sophomore.
And now Dylan Thieneman's down. He might have a concussion. I mean, he is holding his head. Oh, gosh, I hate to see this. He got hurt in the very first week of the season. And now they're... I thought at first he was grabbing his head, but it looks like now they're looking at his right leg. That'd be a terrible loss for the Rocks. Incredible young man.
We will pause for these words on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. And we welcome you back. It's good that he walked off under his own power.
Yeah, he did. Hopefully he's all right.
Still in Thieneman, who is hurt, and that is A.Z. Wallace with a very nice pickup on first down.
Well, they changed the tempo up between Alexander and Wallace and Wilkie. I mean, those are all three different backs for sure. Alexander's more smooth. Wallace is going to truck you and run you right over. I mean, just incredible job that this running game has for HSE. Alexander getting a nice break.
Reese Wire made the tackle. And on 2nd and 3, he's very close to a first down. That's A.Z. Wallace again.
Well, William Goodvine, there he is right there, number 92, who made the tackle for him. And 56 tackles, 5 of those for a loss, a sack. Versus HSE in that Week 5 matchup, he had 9 tackles. So really good football player, junior Goodvine. And now you have, like you said, a short 3rd down here. I think Alexander's going to keep the ball, carry the ball, I should say.
And there he is, and he got the first down. Jalen Alexander got the first down.
Now you're just in a slugfest right here. I mean, it's just line him up, 11 on 11, and then watch Alexander. He runs right into his own guy, but there's a little bit of he doesn't have the face mask. He has his arm actually on that face mask, but good defense by Westfield to stop him from getting any more than the first down. But again, this is going to be smash mouth football for the next 18 minutes of game action.
Indiana Members Credit Union, a proud supporter of high school sports. On WHMB TV 40, Indiana Members Credit Union. They're also our scoreboard sponsor.
Looks like Tony had a little bit of an equipment issue. That's why there's a little bit of a lull here. Officials timeout. Now the clock will start back up.
And we say hello to J.R. Gaylor, a Noblesville resident, the legendary executive director, Associated Builders and Contractors, and they are on Merritt Shop Construction. JR's been there forever. And the man in motion is McCoy. And they give to Alexander. And another nice pickup. And he's shaking up.
Yeah, he's shaking up. He's holding his right hip right there. I don't know if he got a helmet in the back of there. Sometimes that tailbone, Howard, that hurts. Watch the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling replay. Alexander gets it. He finds the edge. Watch him right here. Cut back to the right, and then Liskey takes him down. Oh, yeah, he landed right on a cleat, right there on that tailbone. I think that's what it was. He was holding that back there. That just stings for a little bit. I'm sure he's going to be fine.
2nd down and 1. And if the Royals score here, the Rocks will be in big trouble.
Yes, they will.
Look at this. That's a 1st down for Clayton Wilkie. The man who got him was Bo Bennell, but it's a 1st down.
Yeah, Samuel Toney was trying to wrestle the football away, but couldn't do it. Another 1st down for the Royals. And again, it is just line them up. You're 11 against our 11. We're going to see who wins the matchup. HSE's been doing this all season long, Howard. They've won 4 games by a touchdown or less, including the Week 5 matchup against Westfield, 26-21.
Now a 1st down from the 18-yard line. The man in motion is McCoy. Bradle looking.
He's going to have to call timeout.
Don't want to do that. And he gives it to Alexander inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, where he's brought down by Ethan Coling.
Yeah, there was 1 second to go on the play clock. That's why I thought they were going to have to call timeout. But Bradle did a good job of milking that play clock. Look at the wind. Look at the sleeves blowing on Westfield there. The wind's still blowing pretty hard tonight. That's why you're not seeing a lot of footballs in the air. Besides the fact that HSE's been very effective running the football, so why throw it?
2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. There is one terrific tackle made on the play by Charles Dager. The ball carrier was A.Z. Wallace. What a great play.
Oh, Dager just read it. I mean, read it from his linebacker spot. We've called his name a lot tonight in that first matchup against HSE. 6 tackles, 95 on the season. Last week, again, 14 tackles against the Millers from Noblesville to advance to the regionals when they won the sectional championship. And now we're having offsides on Westfield, or maybe not. He maybe got back. I think he did get back.
HSE 5 of 9 on 3rd down conversions.
Well, you're going to win a lot of games with that kind of percentage.
He's looking to throw. He's in trouble. And it's incomplete. Hit from the blind side. And a terrific defensive play. The hit was put on by Will Byers. And Bradle's pass incomplete. So
Well,
let's see if they go for a field goal here.
Yeah, Will Byers puts on the pressure. Watch the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling replay. Just an RPO. Bradle can't escape it. And then right there, good job by Byers to get him from behind. But he did get rid of it. And there was an intended receiver really close to that throw. And now you're looking at another almost 31-yard field goal. But it looks like it's going to be more like 29. Again, 9 of 11 on the season.
Carter Goot. He kicked a 31-yarder earlier. He's got the distance. The kick is good. The kick is good. It's Southeastern 13, Westfield nothing on this, the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Carter Goot will be kicking off. He has already kicked 2 field goals. You can call him Mr. Touchback.
Well, he's had a lot, that's for sure. And he's kicked the ball off a lot tonight, too. This is what, kick number 5? Yeah, kick number 5. So, yeah, and this, the interesting thing, what just happened there with Westfield's good defense is they held him to a field goal. And here's the thing. There's 3:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Westfield scores a touchdown. They're right back in it. No question about it. So that was a win for Westfield's defense, especially when you lost their best player on offense and defense with Thieneman.
And Mr. Touchback doesn't do it this time. To the 3-yard line, where it's being run back by Garnett. Across the 20 and out of bounds. And tackled there by HSE's Judah Parker.
One of the things I've noticed about HSE, Howard, is the fact that they are solid in all three phases of the game: defense, offense, and special teams. I mean, this team is basically a physical team. They're selfless, Howard. You can tell by the way they play. You can see by the way they root for each other. They don't care who carries the ball. They don't score. They don't care who scores touchdowns. They're very disciplined. They know what they're doing. They're very well coached, very well prepared. All three phases of the game. This is the second time we've seen them. They might be the most complete team in 6A.
Ballard looking to throw, and it's incomplete. It's incomplete, intended for Andrew Liskey.
Yeah, Liskey's got to catch that, and he knows that. I mean, that ball was delivered by Ballard right in the breadbasket. He threw it hard and fast like a baseball player, because Ballard's more of a gunslinger. He's got a quick release, and he throws the ball hard. And you got to make that catch, man. This is a regional championship, and Liskey knows that. He'll come back.
2nd down and 10, late in the 3rd quarter. And that pass is complete to Gabe Arambolas. It's nice to see, first of all, he's back in the game after the injury.
Yeah, I think he had a cramp the last time. There he is limping again. And sometimes those cramps have a way of creeping back up again. And so hopefully that's all that is right there, with a little bit of a slight limp. But you have 3rd and 1. I expect Ballard to keep the ball here like they've done in the past. 211 pounds as a quarterback. I would not hand the ball off here.
And he passes. It's deflected, and it's incomplete. It's incomplete. It was deflected high in the air. And the man who deflected it was Clayton Allen.
Well, let's take another look. Watch Ballard right here. The ball, if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands in the air, and that's exactly what Clayton Allen did. The ball comes up, and good job by Ballard to knock that ball out of the HSE defender's hand. I'm not sure why they're throwing the ball deep in your own territory with 3rd and 1 in that situation. They haven't stopped Ballard up the middle at 211 pounds.
I agree with you 100%. I was about to say they leave themselves open to a second guess. They're doing this out of the shotgun. They're going for it. 4th and 1. And the Garnett, the ball carrier, I think he got it.
It's going to be close.
And again, they work out of the shotgun where you're much better off just ducking in under center. But teams do that now all the time.
And it looked like he had gotten it initially, but the way they spotted that, it's going to be really close, Howard.
It may be cold outside, but it's warm and friendly inside Grindstone of the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. Make Grindstone on the Monon your destination location.
Yeah, if we could get a chance to see that replay, because I don't know that they spotted this. Coach Gilbert is over there on that left sideline over there. He is irate at the spot. If we have a replay, yeah, let's take a look at the replay from Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Watch it right here. Garnett's going to get the football, and let's see where he goes down. He's still driving. You know what? I think that's a good spot. I think the officials did a good job. I don't think Coach Gilbert has anything to be upset about. I think that's a good spot by the officials. I think he's going to be short, though.
I thought he had it initially.
I did, too.
He might have it.
They haven't stretched them yet. No, they're short.
He got it.
Oh, he got it.
He got it. He did get it.
Oh, look at Coach Gilbert. By the hair of his chinny chin. He's fired up, man. He's like, come on, we got to fire up here. Let's go. What are we doing?
Westfield is now 2 of 2 on 4th down conversions. Remember, they haven't scored a point, though. They're trailing 13-0, and we're very late in the 3rd quarter, 2:14 to go.
Well, they're doing better on 4th down than they are 3rd down. In fact, I think they've converted more on 4th down than they have 3rd down. Yeah, only 1 3rd down conversion so far for the Rocks.
They need a big play. That's what they need, because they need 2 scores. That's Kendall Garnett, the ball carrier. He got about 3 on the play. And he's tackled on the play by HSE's Griffin Haas. But again, that's not getting it done. You need a big play. You're down 13-0. You haven't scored yet. And a big play can lift you up and get you closer to scoring.
Well, one of the things that you can do, if there's Garnett right there next to Ballard, and if you can get Garnett to the 2nd level, unfortunately, when he gets to the 2nd level, he's met by 3 and 4 blue jerseys, and it's hard. If he can clear that 2nd level, he's got the speed to take it to the house for that big play you're talking about, Howard. Here's trouble.
And Ballard is thrown for a loss. thrown for a loss by Evan Sherrill.
Yeah, Evan Sherrill, he's been in there quite a few times. 17 tackles for a loss, Howard. None bigger than right here in the regional championship. Watch it right here. Ballard was in trouble from the very get-go. He beat his the blocker there, and Sherrill did a good job, and Ballard did a good job of just holding on to that football for dear life.
It's a loss of 8.
The 18th tackle for a loss for Evan Sherrill. Big season for that young man.
It's 3rd and 16. Well, that's a completed pass to Andrew Liskey, but it's way shy of the first down. I don't think they got enough where they can go for it on 4th down.
No, I don't think you can go for it here. I mean, you're still only 2 scores down. Coach Gilbert's going to send the punt unit out, which is a smart decision. Ballard just doesn't have any time. It's hard to throw downfield when you don't have much time.
Old Man Winter will be here soon. Have just scheduled your annual heating maintenance appointment. Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a winter tune-up special for $69. Go to summersphc.com and be guaranteed your family will stay warm this winter.
Uh-oh.
And he got it away as Brody Bain punting and taken by Clayton Wilkie. And 4 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Westfield did a nice job on punt coverage there.
Whew. Yeah, they almost didn't do a good job of punt protection. Yeah, punt was almost blocked. It was kind of a wild snap.
Yep, 4 seconds left. Another great quarter for the Royals. They're ahead 13-0. I want to check with Nick Lewis, our statistician. What's the biggest gain Westfield has had from the Liners? They haven't had a long gain all night. He'll let us know when he gets a chance.
They can't be any more than 12 yards.
That's what I was about to say. They got a few first downs, but there's been no 30-yard plays. 17-yard pass in the 1st quarter.
That was the first drive of the game.
This is the last play of the 3rd quarter. And the ball carrier, Jalen Alexander, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Another great one for the Royals. Southeastern 13, Westfield nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group. They're in the education business, not the sales business, a professional approach to real estate. Okay, HSE with the ball, 2nd down and 8. HSE on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard leading 13-0. Oh, what a beautiful move by Alexander, spinning away to the 45-yard line. What a terrific play.
It was, and he's been doing that all night tonight. And take a look at the replay right here. Watch on the left side. Brado gets the ball and then hands it to Alexander. Good block, good spin move right there. And then watch him just bury his shoulder and run Liskey kind of over.
Liskey made the tackle, though. He got some help from Lennox Williams.
Yeah. A lot of white jerseys there around Alexander. Yeah.
Terrific move by Alexander, spinning away. And they're eating up that clock. From the 45, look at Alexander, a 1st down and much more inside the 40-yard line.
And he stayed in bounds, Howard. So that means when they set the chains, the clock will start moving. You know, the interesting thing about HSE, Howard, they've only had 1 fumble the entire season.
Wow, Andrew Liskey made the tackle, and that's one reason why they are undefeated.
No question about it. And you know, Coach Big Mike likes that. Coach Mike Kelly, there was an article about Jalen Alexander calling him Big Mike. And he goes, and I asked Coach about that, and he goes, they don't call me that to my face.
And that is Wallace with a nice pickup. There's a penalty marker down. Andy Moore Buick GMC, State Road 37, 131st Street in Fishers. Eric Wilson and the crew will take great care of you. Channel 40 purchased its truck from Andy Moore Buick GMC. So for new Buicks, new GMC vehicles, and pre-owned cars, that's Andy Moore GMC in Fishers. Very, very close to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Eric Wilson, John Phillips, Pete, and that whole crew.
That's a big break for Westfield to get that holding call, and HSE going to back them up because HSE doesn't throw the ball a lot. And I would be very, very surprised if they throw it even on this possession, because the clock is your friend, and they've had a hard time stopping the running game from HSE. So my thing is, why throw it? Although Donovan Hamilton's been very quiet tonight, the outside wide receiver, the junior, who's getting a lot of highly recruited offers from a lot of colleges right now.
Look at Wallace. He finally tripped up. Tripped up on the play by Westfield's Tyler Dykos.
Well, if Dykos doesn't make that tackle, Wallace is still rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. I mean, he's hard to bring down. And watch how hard he runs. He runs downhill. Watch the pad level. He gets low right there, but Dykos comes in and catches him right on the ankle for the tackle. This is a big second down right here. You want to stop him and hold him where they've got a long third down conversion. In this situation, you don't want them to pick up 8 or 9 yards in this for set up a shorter third down situation, because again, they're uncomfortable throwing the ball a lot.
Bradle keeps the football, and he gets away from a man. Oh, he's very close to the first down.
No, that's the line of scrimmage.
I'm sorry, that's very close to the 10-yard, the original line of scrimmage, I should say. So it's going to be 3rd and about 10.
Well, speaking of fumbles, Bradle's the only one. He only has 1 fumble. He's the only guy on this team that's fumbled here. But that's incredible. As many times as he handles the ball, gets the snap, handles it, throwing the football, hands it off to guys. Incredible ball protection these Royals have had. This is a big third down for Westfield. They got to get off the field.
Todd, I give you credit. You said Southeastern would be conservative, and they've done just that, putting it on the ground on 1st and 2nd down. Bradle's pass is incomplete.
Yeah, they're trying to go.
Intended for Donovan Hamilton, and he was covered on the play by Samuel Toney, and good coverage. He was right on.
Yeah, he was blanketed that time by Toney and Liskey. There was no way Hamilton was going to catch that football. Although, I credit Bradle for giving him a shot, right? I mean, he's one of their most explosive players on the field, that's for sure. And that young man's going to get lots of scholarship offers. There's all kinds of schools looking at him. And, Styles Prescott, he's got Big Ten offers. He's the left tackle junior, 6'6", 270 pounds. Big offensive line HSE's had. But Westfield's got to do something with the ball here.
That's Braden Totten's punt, and it goes out of bounds. So it will be Westfield ball. This 4th quarter is brought to you by the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group. Whether you have a home to sell, looking for a home to call your own, you owe it to yourself to call Kelly Gaither and his team. Southeastern 13, Westfield nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. This 4th quarter is brought to you by the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group. Learn about how you can get your first house payment paid for. Call the Kelly Dather team today. And that pass is incomplete. It was intended for Silas Newton. No, we're going to hold everything on that. I was reading that spot. It was intended for Gabe Arambolas.
Yeah, Arambolas should have had that. I mean, watch it pop right out of his hands and almost into the defender's hands. Ballard just is the quick RPO. The ball kind of flutters. It does. Well, he let him a little bit. He kind of got off his spot, but you got to catch that ball, and here's another drop.
It was broken up on the play beautifully by Griffin Haas.
Yeah, Nosler had the ball in there, and then Haas just comes in there and knocks the ball away. Again, man, it has been tough sledding for Ballard in this offense. Less than 100 yards passing tonight for Ballard, and it hasn't run the football a lot either. This HSE defense has been absolutely stellar tonight. Running out of superlatives, really, to describe the HSE defense. I mean, the game plan, the execution, and just the stuffing has just been incredible.
Ballard has some time. Now he's running, and he throws it incomplete. It was close to Micah Webster. There he is, number 85.
I mean, Ballard just running for his life. I mean, the offensive line is just struggling for Westfield to keep those blue jerseys away from Ballard.
It may be cold outside, but it's warm and friendly inside. Grindstone of the Monon. Enjoy great food, craft beers, unique wines, and artisan cocktails. Make Grindstone on the Monon your destination location. And there is the punt, and he barely got it away as Brody Bain punts. Takes a good Westfield bounce.
He just flipped the field. That's an incredible kick. My goodness.
Sure is.
And to your point, he barely got it away. I'm surprised it went that far after getting so much pressure up front.
So HSE will get the ball, and if Nick has the total number of yards on that punt, he will give it to us. Old Man Winter will soon be here. Have you scheduled your annual heating maintenance appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a winter tune-up special for $69. SummersPHC.com. Learn about their specials. Be guaranteed your family will stay warm this winter. We'll also tell you the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group is in the education business, not the sales business. They'll be your advocate, your partner. The Kelly Dather Real Estate Group, a professional approach to real estate. 54-yard punt with no return. And they're going to keep that ball on the ground. Alexander, the ball carrier.
Yeah.
And as Todd mentioned a few minutes ago, the clock is the Royals' friend. Well, the Royals have been terrific, and what a defense, too, in addition to this fine offense.
I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of 6A games so far this year. We've seen Center Grove, we've seen Cathedral, we've seen Brownsburg. I mean, this team is as well balanced as any team in 6A for sure on all three phases of the game. They're not spectacular on anything. They're just solid on all phases.
2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. They'll eat up that clock. They give it to Wilkie, who is in motion, and depending on the spot, he may have the first down. And he's brought down on the play by Samuel Toney, and I think he did get the first down. Yes, he did.
Well, I know we don't keep track of time of possessions on our broadcast, but I think HSE has probably dominated the time of possession on this entire game. They probably have kept the ball for 65 or 70% of the time. Westfield has not had a lot of long sustained drives, and HSE's had quite a few. And even if it ended in 3 points, that clock milked it, and they had a lot of time on the clock.
Look at him go. And that man again, Jalen Alexander, 6 feet, 185 pounds. He's just a junior. A first down and much more.
Well, there's got to be some college scouts here because there's quite a few Division I players on the field tonight, and Alexander has made his name known. He's been doing this all season long. Watch him try to catch him from behind. Dykos ended up finally bringing him down. Dykos and Alexander have met each other quite a bit tonight, and they're probably tired of seeing each other, that's for sure. Alexander's going to need a nice, cold bath tomorrow in the ice tub.
And there goes Wallace, A.Z. Wallace, and they're eating up that clock. This may end up being our fastest game of the year this season as Tyler Dykos made the stop. We already are halfway through the 4th quarter, and we're under 2 hours.
Yeah, it's been a really fast game. That's what happens when you're effective at running the football. Unfortunately, HSE's been on the positive end of that, and Westfield really been on the negative side. They just have not had any sustained drives. Only 1 3rd down conversions and 2 4th down conversions on the night.
Bradle handing off to Wallace. He only got a couple there. It was 2nd down and 5. He got a yard or two. And he's stopped on the play by Westfield's James Aromi.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where you're HSE, you're at 3rd down and 4, and HSE's probably going to go for it on 4th down, would be my guess, if they do not pick it up here. So you've got to make the stop. You're running out of time.
3rd and 5. Yeah, there'd be no need to punt. I mean,
no need.
Well, Wallace, I think he may have that first down. He may have it. I think he's got it.
And that offensive line has just been absolutely dominant, Howard. Left guard, Alex Boothby, 6'2", 265, number 51. He's right there in the middle. And watch it right here. Wallace just follows his blocks. I mean, 74, the one we talked about, Styles Prescott, who's gotten Big Ten offers. I mean, he's just following him. He's 6'6", in that situation. And so Just a credible job by HSE's offensive line. They absolutely are the MVPs tonight.
Under 5 minutes to go. 1st and 10 for the Royals. And that's Alexander, and they're going for that ball, but they don't get it. He's tackled on the play by Andrew Liskey, and we will tell you, Napleton Kia Fishers, a proud supporter of Indiana high school athletics. They have fine service, selection, and dedication to customer satisfaction. And remember, Will wants to see you in a Kia.
Well, again, the winner tonight plays the winner of Carroll and Lafayette Jeff in the semi-state. They go up north, and then that winner then will play the semi-state South winner, and those games were between Center Grove and Warren Central and Cathedral and Brownsburg. So
it will not be a home game for Southeastern.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it's going to be.
Up north. Okay.
Well, they'll
play up north.
Yeah, but the north team has come down here as well. So
Jalen Alexander, the ball carrier. And he's tackled on the play by Lennox Williams, but that is another first down for the Royals. Oh, have they dominated.
There's Alexander celebrating with his teammates. You know, this game's not over by any means, but I'll tell you what, the momentum is absolutely with the Blue Wave right now.
I think it's close to being over. I mean, you have a 13-0 lead for Southeastern, and Southeastern is deep in Westfield territory. It's not over yet, as you said, but there's only 3 minutes and 47 seconds left to go.
Yeah, they're running out of time, so they've got to make a stop. They've got to try to do something here to get a turnover or something. HSE has not turned the ball over at all. Westfield has turned it over twice. And a couple other ones that potentially could have been a turnover.
Okay, and now we have the Kelly Dather real estate play of the second half. Todd?
Well, take a look at right here. It's just Alexander gets the football. Look at the blocking up there. Once he cleared that second level, Howard, there was no one who was going to catch him. Andrew Liskey's trying to catch him from behind, but there's no way. Alexander rushes into the end zone for his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. That was 75 yards, 73 yards, actually. Nick could, the 2 yards is very important.
The Kelly Dather real estate play of the half, and it looked like A.Z. Wallace was going to go into the end zone for a touchdown, but he was stopped.
Yeah, Wallace, I just love the thunder and lightning. There goes out thunder. Lightning comes back in. Watch it right here. Watch thunder. It's Wallace. Look at the camera work by our guys. Just makes a couple guys miss and just couldn't take it into the end zone. But, man, they've just running hard. Nick, they've probably have, probably 50, 60 runs tonight? Maybe five.
Look at this. There goes Alexander. Touchdown, Jalen Alexander.
He's telling him to go to sleep. That's what he's telling him right there. Yeah, and he scored the touchdown. There's no reason to do that.
HSE ahead 19-0.
Watch the Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling replay. Almost not touched here, Howard. Look at the offensive line. They're blocking guys 3 and 5. Actually, was touched by Liskey, but barely. The offensive line did a great job with that, pushing those guys off the line of scrimmage by 3 and 5 yards.
Carter Goot for the extra point. And the kick is good. This fourth quarter brought to you by the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group. Like your favorite football team, Kelly Dather is the go-to team in Hamilton County. Southeastern 20, Westfield nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Tonight's fourth quarter is brought to you by the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group. They're in the education business, not the sales business. A professional approach to real estate. Okay, so it's 20-0 Southeastern with only 3:08 to go. Just a great night for the Royals. That's a short kick by Carter Goot. And run back by Westfield. Andrew Liskey running it back. And he's tackled by HSE's Mason Wright. And you know, Todd Mello, it's 20-0 Southeastern. Let's remember, it was 3-0 at the half.
Yeah, it was. And it's just been dominated by Westfield. I'm sorry, dominated by HSE on both sides of the ball. Both offense and defensive lines have just dominated this game, which is very unfortunate. But, you know, here's the thing. I mean, you got 303. You know, they got to get something going here. And throwing 3-yard passes is going to be very difficult to go down the field. It's going to take a lot longer to do that. You got to try something downfield. But unfortunately for Ballard, he just hasn't had a lot of time to throw the ball because that front seven has just put so much pressure on him.
Gabe Arambolas makes that reception, but as you said, you can't get it on 3-yard plays, and that was a 3-yard gain.
Yep.
And look, they're down 20-0, and they haven't scored.
I don't remember the last time Westfield has crossed midfield.
Kendall Garnett, the ball carrier. Maybe Nick Lewis, our great spotter and statistician, remembers that. As he pointed out, their biggest gain from scrimmage was 17 yards of pass play in the very first quarter.
Yeah, the very first drive even. So, yeah, Westfield just hasn't executed well offensively, and here's some more pressure.
And they're a great team, so give Southeastern's defense the credit. Ballard, we saw Westfield beat Noblesville last week.
Yep.
And he's tackled on the play by Cooper Short.
Well, we've called a lot of Coach Gilbert teams, and we've called a lot of Westfield games this year, and definitely this is the most challenging we've seen them offensively against this stout HSE defense, and they just have no answers.
And they put the ball on the ground, and he stayed in bounds. Garnett, the ball carrier. That was 4th down. They didn't get it. And tackled on the play by Mason Alexander.
Well, Alexander had the interception, and watch him right here come out of absolutely nowhere. Ballard's just going to he's going to pitch the ball to Garnett, and then watch him just come out of nowhere. I mean, just right there. Just good pursuit, good angle. He cut Garnett off right there, and then, you know, celebrates a little bit. And Alexander's having a big night tonight. And, you know, it's a big celebration for Hamilton Southeastern. They have not been in this situation in 11 years, Howard. Congratulations to Mike Kelly and what he's done here at HSE in only his 3rd year, 26-6. Spent a lot of time on the staff of Rick Wimmer at Fishers, so he knows this area, he knows his kids, he knows this community, he knows these families. He was so happy to come back, and here he is leading to HSE to their first semi-state in a long time, Howard. So congratulations.
They could take a knee here if they wanted to.
Yeah, congratulations to the Royals.
I don't know why they didn't take a knee, but A.Z. Wallace, the ball carrier. And he's tackled on the play by Will Hemmerling.
Yeah, try to give some guys a little bit more yardage, a little bit. Just, you know, it's just pad their stats a little bit, you know, give them some opportunity. But someone called timeout. I believe it was Westfield.
I don't get that. Westfield calls timeout with 1:26 to go, trailing 20-0 and on defense. I just don't get that.
The only thing I can think of is he wants to give some of his guys a little bit more time. Maybe he's trying to get some seniors in there who haven't played a lot. And I do see a lot of new numbers in there. And so that could be why they're doing that, Howard, is to give some guys who haven't played at all tonight to give them a few more snaps.
Okay, fine. $1:26 left in the game. And Southeastern ahead 20-0, and as we've talked about, Westfield has a terrific team too. They just ran into a great team in Southeastern tonight.
Yeah, and losing Thieneman, you know, that hurt for sure, but the game was pretty much already in hand at that point too, so.
And look at that run by Southeastern Sam Forrest.
Well, and that's another thing. That's another reason Coach Kelly gets a chance to put his his senior running back in that situation. With Jalen Alexander, it's hard to see any playing time. So there is Sam Forrest, the senior, getting a chance to run the football as well. Here's the thing. I mean, this is the last game most of these Westfield players will ever play as seniors. And so now they're going to take a knee. They're in victory formation now.
Under a minute to go. They got a first down on that play. Under 50 seconds, they take a knee. I think they'll have to have one more play. One more time will they have to take a knee, I believe. A great night here at Southeastern High School for the homestanding Royals. They dominated. They led 3-0 at the half. That is going to do it. And they win this game. On the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, Southeastern 20, Westfield nothing. This fourth quarter has been brought to you by the Kelly Dather Real Estate Group. Like your favorite football team, Kelly Dather is the go-to team for Hamilton County. Southeastern 20, Westfield nothing on the high school football game of the week on TV 40. Once again, that final score, Southeastern 20, Westfield nothing. For Todd Mello, Dave West, Nick Lewis, Jeff Elliott, the entire TV 40 crew, we have a semi-state for you. Our final week of football next week, a semi-state. Good night, everybody.